Hi guys, it's Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Today guys, I'm doing paid review AP26. AP26, and before I start this wristwatch review, let's do a wristwatch check. That's right, I'm celebrating 10 years on YouTube and I invented the wristwatch check. That's right, it wasn't the Rodent, it was Archibald. What am I wearing today? What am I wearing? What am I wearing? I'm wearing my... What am I wearing? What am I wearing? I'm wearing a blue dial, Maserati blue dial, Daytona winner, chicken dinner. Okay, fuckers, let's go through this review here. This is for Josh. And Josh says... Hi Archie, I'm seeking some advice from the Pontiff. I'm sending you $50 US via PayPal because I know you don't do shit for free. You betcha. I have two questions. The first question pertains to selling a luxury timepiece. I currently have one Omega in my collection. It's an Aquaterra chronograph circa 2008 that is in near mint condition. There's only room in my collection for one Omega, and I recently became interested in the Man on the Fucking Moon watch, so I'm looking to sell the Aquaterra and purchase the Moon watch. I'm not worried about losing money on the Aquaterra as I bought it for $2,200 US from a friend of mine, and they are selling for a bit more than that right now. That said, I am worried about getting scammed out of my money when I sell it. For me, the easiest way to sell it would be to put it on eBay. I have purchased several luxury timepieces off eBay, and it's a bit time consuming. I feel like the best deals are on eBay. I ask a lot of questions and dig up as much background info as I can on seller before buying. I bought 3 watches so far and have had great luck. However, I know that eBay favors the buyer, and that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to sell something on there. So I know I took a long time to get there. My question is, are there any steps I can take to avoid getting scammed? I plan to avoid shipping out of the country. I live in the US and will restrict bidding to only buyers with a positive feedback history. Other than that, what other things could I do? Also, would you recommend avoiding eBay in favor of selling elsewhere? If yes, any tips on getting the best price? I can't sell it back to the person I bought it from, and the rest of my friends are broke as hell and or don't understand the appeal of luxury timepieces. Plus, I'm not a celebrity like you, so I don't have people lining up to buy my stuff. My second question, is regarding another one of my next purchases. I've decided to add a Tudor chronograph to my collection. Right now I'm looking at the newer Black Bay chronograph, that's reference 79350. Complications at the 3 and 9 with the modified Breitling B01 movement. Or an older Prince date with a Panda dial, reference 79260P. Complications at 6-9 and 22, probably a Valjoux 7750 variant. I really like the look of both watches. I like the Black Bay. I think the Black Bay is probably better quality, but on the flip side, the Prince date is probably more collectible, owing and owning one that is in great condition might be more valuable over the long run. What do you think? Regards, Josh. P.S. Hope the diet is going well for you. Thank you, Josh. So, geez, we've got some very good questions there. So the first thing is, what do I think about selling on eBay? Very good question. I got to be honest with you there. eBay is fraught with danger. It really is fraught with danger. I have sold on eBay in the past, and I now best avoid it. As you said there, they really do look after the buyers, not the sellers. They'll always side with the buyers instead of the sellers. The big problem with eBay is you can send it to someone who doesn't like it. He could possibly change it, substitute it, fuck it up, and send it back, and you've got to give a refund. Not only that, sometimes you even have to pay for his return fucking shipping. It's an absolute travesty. And eBay's gone downhill ever since they stopped allowing sellers to give negative feedback. And this has been the shift. The shift used to be buyers and sellers were equal. They were equal parts to the equation. Now, eBay is more concerned with the buyers rather than the sellers. Okay, what's the best way to sell this? So this is the Omega Aquaterra. Very good question indeed there. My rule with wristwatches I sell, I'm not actively a dealer. I basically, if something is a bargain, I will buy it. But I generally tend to sell things that I'm selling to buy the next piece. Okay, so I got to be honest with you, I didn't sell for a long time. Then I wanted to realign my collection to Rolex, so I sold a lot of my non-Rolex pieces off. But now that I've restocked with Rolex, I don't think I will be selling them. Well, you never know the future, but I'm more likely to hold on to them unless the shit really hits the fucking proverbial fan. So how do you sell these things? That's a good question. You've got to really have your wits about you. Basically, there's a number of things you can do. I basically insist on having cleared funds in my bank account before I ship anything. And even when I have sold an item and I've accepted PayPal, I will not ship the item until I've actually withdrawn that from my PayPal account and that those funds are actually in my bank account. Now, PayPal is actually pretty quick. Now, I know technically if you read the T's and C's, the terms and conditions, you will see that if they do a chargeback or something goes wrong, you're liable to repay that money to pay. I get it, but I still want the fucking loot in my hand, and I'd rather argue it with no money in my PayPal account. So that's something I do there. The other thing you can always do is, look, for my big items, if I sell an item over 10,000, I always hand deliver it. It's got to be hand delivered. That's kind of what I look at doing. Like Rolexes I've sold. I could have sold my two-tone bluesy. This was when I was considering getting the solid gold Submariner. I could have sold it a number of times. I had an English buy, an American buy, but I didn't want to send it to England. I didn't want to send it to fucking America. There's all these custom rules about exporting Rolex. It's just a fucking absolute logistics nightmare. So I wasn't interested in that. The other thing you can do is, this is one thing that really pisses me off with eBay. eBay encourages you to you have to accept PayPal. And you've got to make sure that they are you're sending it to a confirmed shipping address on PayPal. With PayPal accounts, they have a confirmed, which means the address that seller, the buyer has had to they have to go through some hoops to be a confirmed address. Most people are confirmed addresses, I must add. I'd never send to a non-confirmed address because you're just asking for chargeback heaven. The other thing I would do is, I always think the best thing you can do is pick up the fucking phone and ring someone. And I got to be totally honest with you. Myself, I have a number of times I've sold things and I always must speak to the buyer. Must speak to the buyer. And you get an opinion of that buyer over the phone. So unfortunately, the way eBay is now, they really discourage you contacting. They're so sensitive. But once the auction is finished, you can actually get you should always just say, I need your phone number for the shipping, and I'd give them a ring, give them a fucking ring and say, hey, just checking. If you must sell on eBay, I always like to give my buyers a ring. okay? That's any buyer I'm selling to, especially if it's overseas. I like to give them a ring. What would I do? How would I sell it? Well, I think myself, eBay, would I personally sell a watch on eBay? To be completely honest with you, no. No. I've seen too many horror stories. As you said, eBay and PayPal, they look after the buyer far more than the seller is ever concerned. So I personally would not sell on eBay. With that said, you've got things like Craigslist, you've got Gumtree. I know that's a scammer's paradise. Yes. But you can definitely give it a try. The deal is simple. Someone wants to buy it. You arrange to meet at a Starbucks or a safe sort of place. It's normally not a problem on a $2,000 watch. It's more so if you're selling a solid gold date 8 or something, like a President, Rolex, something really, a $20,000 watch. But you just meet them, get a feel for them. If you think they're dodgy, don't fucking do business with them. If you don't get a good vibe, tell them to fuck off. No, it's not available to you. So, hey, I'd possibly give it a shot. Gumtree or Craigslist. Yes, there's a lot of scammers, but take some nice clear photos. Put a really good description. Be honest in your description, be honest in your wording there, and see how you go. So I like, in my country, Australia, Gumtree is the big thing. Craigslist isn't really popular. Gumtree, but if you're in America, definitely the Craigslist is popular. The other thing is certain wristwatch forums. There are wristwatch forums where you can list things for sale. There's a number of these aren't the Facebook ones. These are wristwatch. There used to be Time Zone was a very big information source for wristwatches. WatchNet. There was a number of big forums there. There's some Rolex forums. There's Purist Pro. There's many, depending on the Amiga ones. Just look around for what forums cover that, what you seek. There's a number of forums. You maybe put it for sale there. Often they don't cost anything to sell it. The other thing you could try is, I would seriously say to you that I haven't actually done the Chrono 24. I believe Chrono 24, it's actually quite expensive for a private seller to sell through them. Again, you've got a lot of fraudsters from overseas to contend with. I probably wouldn't, it's probably too much hassle for Chrono 24 there. It's more for dealers. I would say there is even the Facebook forums. They're fraught with fucking overpriced. The Facebook forums I've really said avoid, but maybe in your country they're not as bad as they are in Australia. In Australia, they're really fucked. What else could you do there? There's a number of things you can do, but whatever method you use to sell it, make sure you don't take stupid risks. If funds haven't cleared, like a lot of these scams, you can see it coming. They say, I've just deposited the money. They Photoshop a deposit slip or well, fucking check your bank account. I mean, it's very, very simple. If anyone's in a hurry, that's always a bad sign as far as I've found. People in a hurry have something to hide. That's the way I've gone with that. So, look, there's a number of ways you can sell pieces. Craigslist, Gumtree, that sort of thing. eBay, would I sell on eBay myself? No, I don't think there's enough protection for the seller. I think you can get fucked over way too easily. So I would generally say Craigslist, Gumtree, the forums would be better than eBay. That's my honest view there. I don't encourage people to have to flip and churn over. I usually find people who constantly sell pieces, I usually find that it just doesn't really work for them. You really don't want to be churning and burning. I really don't think constantly selling them is that those people tend to lose a lot of money. I think be careful in your purchases and don't be a flipper. Constantly flipping is not a good way to go. Now, to talk about your next question here regarding the Tudor chronographs, what do I think there? Well, I tell you what, Tudor has got some fabulous chronographs around there. What would I do? What would I go for? I think at the moment the Black Bay chronograph, that's the one with the B01 movement. You'd have to buy that on the pre-owned market. It's actually fucking soft. It's very soft. It has that great Breitling B01 movement, in-house movement. They did an intellectual property swap with Breitling. Breitling got the movement for the latest Black Bays from Tudor, which essentially is an in-house Rolex movement, and Tudor got the B01 movement. What do I think is a great buy there? I think the Black Bay chronograph is a fantastic watch. I really do. The other Tudor I really love, let me say the Tudor chronograph, is the Monte Carlo. So it's the Monte Carlo is really good bang per buck. They are very soft and they're as funky as all hell. They're a reissue of the 1970s Monte Carlo. They're a 2-reg chrono. Funky as fuck. Funky as fuck. They got orange hand on certain. They're just fucking. I love the Monte Carlo. They're a little bit big. They are a little bit big. I think they are a absolute bargain. Absolute bargain at the moment. They're using an ETA movement, which is using a module. It's a module, and it's the same brand of module that Audemars Piguet uses on some of their AP lineup. So it's not a terrible situation. Then of course you're talking about the older prints, which those pieces there, yes, they're as close to a Rolex Daytona as you can get. They're even got the date on them, so because they're using an ETA generic sort of movement. But these are absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, those Tigers and pre-Tigers, they have really gone up in pricing. You're going to be paying a fair bit of money for those. They have gone crazy. They've gone crazy. I think myself, if I was looking for a Tudor chronograph myself, I'd go Monte Carlo. I just think it's fucking funky as fuck. It's just a cool piece. And I dare say you could have a Tudor collection. You had a Tudor Black Bay diver, a Monte Carlo, and maybe a Tudor Black Bay GMT Pepsi. Wouldn't that be a 3-piece killer combo Tudor meal deal? I think that would be a great way to go there. I think it's got legs. It really has legs. Tudor chronographs, I think, have they're a relative bargain. Relative bargain. There are some ugly ones. The Grand Tour Tudor chronograph. It's a bit on, but the Monte Carlo, I think, is the clear bargain. It's the sweet spot chronograph. They are really soft at the moment. I reckon they're fantastic. I think any of those Tudor chronographs are amazing bang per buck, amazing value. If you want an amazing chronograph, I'd sort of say maybe the Zenith El Primero. You're looking at a lot more money for an El Primero compared to some of those Tudors. Though some of those Tudors are relative bargains. The Monte Carlo and the Black Bay Tudor chronograph. That's a column wheel chronograph. It's an amazing piece of kit. So I would definitely, I think that's a good way to go there. So there you go. That's a bit of advice for you, Josh. I hope it helps. The diet, how's the diet? The diet has been, it's a work in progress. Let's just say that. It is hard, Josh. It is very, very hard. The diet is hard. So, hey man, what can I say? But look, thanks for watching for the channel, and thanks for your paid review. These paid reviews keep me full-time on YouTube, so thank you. I'm Paul Pluta. This has been a paid review. Like, subscribe, tell your fuckwit friends, and don't forget to put some nasty comments down below. Until next time, fuckaroonies. Ciao, fuckers!
Hi guys.